Hey, what's up guys, this is Tariq Ali from smartbiketrainers.com, and this is the Dash M50 from Stages. You're probably familiar with the company. They are well known for their power meters. They announced a bunch of new bike computers last year at Eurobike, the L10, which is an updated version of the original Stages Dash, and this M50 and the L50. The L10 has less mapping functionalities, no color screen, and about $100 cheaper. The L50 has a slightly bigger screen, same color screen, same feature set, with more battery life, and about $100 more expensive. But before we get into all the details of the M50, if you are new here and into cycling and triathlon and fitness, you can help support this channel by hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified when I upload new videos. So I have been using the M50 since it was first released, so about a couple of weeks now, and I was able to take it for a few rides outside, but consider this to be a first look or an initial impression of the device. So it is a GPS bike computer with a color screen, basic map and navigation functionalities. It supports ANT Plus and Bluetooth sensors. No Wi-Fi support though. It has an IPX7 waterproofing, up to 12.5 hours of battery life with on 30% screen brightness and normal use. You can configure the device with a bunch of different profiles and pages, and has a ton of metrics you can have displayed on the screen. You can actually have up to 12 data fields per page. The unit itself comes loaded with the US map, and you can download additional maps from Stages Link's website for free. Stages decided to go with their own clamp mount, and it comes with one front 31.8mm aluminum mount. They do offer a wide array of different mounts and GoPro accessories on their website for an extra cost. And you can mount it in portrait or landscape mode, which is pretty neat. However, it won't switch from a portrait to a landscape mode and vice versa, like an iPhone for example. So you have to specify the display mode when you set up your profile, and you can't switch it unless you change that display mode in the setting or pick a different profile with portrait or landscape. The mount itself is different than the twist mount that you see on a Garmin or a Wahoo device. Instead, there's a lip that clips onto the aluminum mount rail and holds the device in place. You're supposed to push the dash downward until the thumb tab audibly click into place. I didn't personally find it easy to mount and unmount the device, especially when you are on the move. And you might see some scratches on the device in some of the video footages. And that's because I tried to unmount it while I was riding my bike to switch it from portrait to a landscape mode, and I ended up dropping it and running over it with my bike. It didn't crack, just minor scratches as you see here on the bottom and the aluminum casing. No damage to the screen itself or even a scratch. So that was my dash drop test for you. Unintentional, but now we know it can survive a decent drop. The device itself is designed like a brick. It's not going to win any prizes in the look department for sure, but it looks solid. It's a bit beefy when comparing it to other devices like a Garmin or a Wahoo Element. The button layout is simple. You have the on-off and start-stop button on the side, and 4 buttons on top. I do like the button layout on top. Makes it easy to press, and then the side buttons. These are the up and down navigation button, and right in between them is the select or enter button, and lap or go back button to the left of them. Okay, so we know Garmin is dominating the bike computer market, and Wahoo is right there slowly taking some market share from Garmin. So Stages had to enter the market with something unique and different if they want to steal some market share. The price itself isn't competitive based on feature set alone. It's $249, which is comparable to a Wahoo Element Bolt, and even a bit more expensive than a Garmin Edge 520 if you're looking at a previous model. So I thought the best way to look at the dash is by looking at some of the unique features the company is promoting and see how it stacks up against the competition. First, the screen. Stages is pushing the dash as a brighter, simpler, and a smarter bike computer. They are for sure promoting that bright screen everywhere. The display size is 2.25 inches and has a 240 by 320 pixel color display. For comparison's sake, Garmin Edge 530 has a 2.6 inch display and 246 by 322 pixels. That's 155 pixel per inch, or PPI for Garmin, versus 177 PPI for the Dash. So clearly, the Dash has a higher resolution screen than the Garmin Edge 530. And yes, it is very bright. You can use it as a flashlight if you ever need one, and here it is next to my iPhone X, both set at 100% brightness. So yes, it is very bright. Not sure you'll ever need to put it at 100%. I found leaving it on auto to be more than sufficient. It does have a light sensor and it will automatically adjust brightness for you. The screen itself is recessed by a few millimeters from the main glass protective layer on top. So you have this border around the screen that can create a little bit of a shadow, or what it looks like a shadow. Usually you don't see this design on modern devices anymore. The older Garmin's did have that, and the original Wahoo Element did have that same recessed screen, but they went away from it, and now you see screens similar to what you see on modern smartphones, for example. So we established the screen itself is bright, but is it any good? I think Stages did a terrible job utilizing the screen. The font is small and you can hardly read some of the text. Then you have the screen. The colors bleed into the text and it makes it impossible to make out anything on the screen. Especially when you are writing, usually you just take a quick glance at the screen to make out the data. So these colors you see here are based on different zones and supposedly something you can configure yourself, but I couldn't figure out where or how, and that takes us to the next feature that I want to talk about, which is the ease of use. This one is hard for me to judge at this point. I had some issues getting it set up the way I like, and I had to pull out the manual a few times. For a starter, the field customization feature in the phone app does not exist. And according to the company, they're working on it and it should be released soon, but no word on how soon. This is a part of the feature list listed for the device, and I think most people when they buy it, they would expect to see it in the app, and then they realize it's not there. Actually, there isn't much you can do with the app at this point other than sync your eyes and update the firmware for your Dash. However, you do have the ability to customize all the data fields and the pages on their website, which I found to be convenient, and it's actually very good. You do have to download the Stages Sync app for this to work and connect the Dash using the USB cord provided. I have a lot of these mini USB cords, but I learned that not all cords are made equally, so you have to use the one supplied for the Stages links to recognize your Dash. The Stages dashboard on their website is pretty slick. You can customize almost everything in the device, from setting metrics, type of notification, download maps and courses, all the way down to the pages and data fields. You can manage your profile and manage pages for each profile and metrics you want to be displayed on each page. Pretty slick, and I really like it. Maybe Stages should have concentrated on their web app and made their mobile app as a link between the Dash and their web portal, so we don't have to physically connect the device to the computer, download separate software, just so I can update the device with my customization. This would have been my intermediate solution until they get their mobile app updated with all these features. I think that would have been a better solution overall, and than promising customers something that doesn't exist. As for a structured workout, again, there is no easy way to load a structured workout onto the device. You'll have to manually download a workout and copy it to the device. It can take a few seconds to do, but you probably already realize I'm not a fan of doing all these manual steps. I think they do offer a workout creator on their Stages Links website, but that's for premium users. Okay, even if they did offer a workout creator for free on their website, I probably won't use it. I already have a premium training Peaks account that I usually use, and I have my workouts created there, and they usually just sync everywhere to Zwift, to my Garmin, to my Wahoo Element, and I can just load them there. And back to the structured workout, I noticed the device skips seconds. Not sure what's up with that. The overall time seems correct, but you might see it skipping seconds like this. And what about smart bike trainers? As of today, the Dash does not have the ability to control trainers. It will pair to smart trainers as a power meter, speed and cadence sensor, but that's about it. They said that this is something that they are working on. Again, no timeline, and I didn't get the impression it is high on their list. Also, there are some basic features that don't exist, or possibly I couldn't figure out how to set them up. For example, setting an auto lap. I like to set my device to auto lap every 8 miles, and I couldn't find that feature anywhere. Also, there is no auto power down, so if you forget to turn off the device after a workout, it's not going to power down on its own, and next time you want to ride, you might find it empty. I think most of this can be tweaked with software and firmware updates, but whether they do that or not and how long it will take is something that we do not know at this point. So that's basically everything you probably need to know about the device. I will keep using it for the next few weeks and see how it goes, and I might do another longer term review. Let me know if you want me to look into a specific feature and I will possibly make a whole video on it. But for now, feel free to throw in any question you have or comment about the device in the comment section, and let's talk about it. That's all I have. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.